Alright, so this is Target 2B, Finding Equations of Quadratics, retake video. And so we need to write an equation of a quadratic, and it says that the x-intercepts are 7 and 4, and it goes to this point 1, 6. So the factor that goes with 7 would be x minus 7, and the factor that goes with the 0, 4 would be x minus 4. And then I need an a in front of that and an f of x. So this is the equation. I'm almost done. Now I just have to find a. Well, to find a, let me grab another color. I take my x value and my y value. So my y value is 6, so that gets replaced for f of x. And then my x value is 1. So I'm going to replace that x with 1. So I get 1 minus 7 and 1 minus 4 because I replaced both of these x's with 1. So doing a little bit of simplifying, 1 minus 7 is negative 6, and 1 minus 4 is negative 3. So when I multiply this, I get negative 6 times negative 3, which is 18, times a, which is 18a. Now, if you write this as a18, you might make a mistake, so do be careful. This is 18a. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 18. And I get a is, I need to reduce that, and I noticed that a lot of people forgot to reduce. I get a is 1/3. So my equation, and it wants it in factored form, so that's this form, would be f of x equals a. Well, my a is 1/3, and then my factors were x minus 7 and x minus 4. So that is the answer. All right. Number 2 is similar, but this time it gives us vertex form, and it actually tells us the vertex. So remember, vertex form of a parabola is f of x equals a times x minus h squared plus k. So remember, what goes in the parentheses is the opposite. So I'm going to do the opposite of negative 1, and that's h, and k is 3. So I'm going to say f of x equals a, and then the x minus, and now instead of the h, I'm going to do, instead of negative 1, I'm going to do the opposite, which would be plus 1 squared plus 3. So now I'm almost done. Now I just have to find a. So I have to use this point here to find it. This is my x value, and this is my y value. So I get negative 7 equals a. And then x is going to be negative 5 plus 1 squared plus 3. And I get negative 7 equals a. This is negative 4 squared plus 3. So negative 7 equals, now negative 4 squared is 16, so I get a times 16 plus 3. Now the way this is written, some people are trying to combine the 16a and the 3. You can't do that. This is a 16a. So write this like this. 16a plus 3 equals negative 7. So I'm going to have to subtract 3 from both sides. And I get 16a equals negative 10. I'm going to divide both sides by 16. And I need to reduce, so that would be negative 5/8. So a is negative 5/8. So now I just need to put it in vertex form. So f of x equals my a, which is negative 5/8. And then the rest of vertex form was this, x plus 1 squared plus 3. X plus 1 squared plus 3. Okay. Another common mistake I notice is people using this point for the vertex and this for the point. It says this is the vertex, so I have to use that. I can't choose whichever point I want. I have to choose that particular point. Okay, so the following are practice problems. You have to show them to myself or to a math lab teacher. Then you can do your retake. So here's the first one and the second one. Good luck.